good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. How are you all doing today? I am cold. Hello, hello. The Saddle Club, that's funny. I feel like I vaguely remember that. I think they were books and then possibly a series, and I never engaged in either of them. I was not a horse girl, I was a dolphin girl. Huh, Saf, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? Oh, I need to put my blankie on. Guys, I'm freaking cold. It's not okay. Okay. So, this is third last day of Studio Ghibli month. So we have one more needle felting goal thing to accomplish. Let me just pull up a reference photo. We're working on No Face today. No Face from the movie Spirited Away. Hey, I feel like horse boys definitely exist too. You could become a retroactive horse girl. You know, you could, all of the things you missed out on if you wanted. Now is the time. Seize the opportunity. Become the horse girl of your dreams. But yeah, no. I have this theory that most people go through either a horse phase or like a dolphin marine biology phase. So mine was dolphins. Dolphins and manatees. I actually don't think I knew anyone who actually was into horses, but I feel like that's like a very like stereotypical thing. Like the stereotypical like horse girl is like a thing. But I have personally not met any. Yeah, right? Not your bag, that's fine. Wasn't mine either. Still isn't. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna warn everyone. My brain is in dial-up mode. Like, you know. If you know, you know. If you were a kid of the 90s or at least 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. The dial-up internet. And basically, if my brain is doing more than one thing at a time, it's just static. Like, when someone tried to use the phone while you were on the internet and all they just heard was static? That's my brain today. I thought maybe I would be more awake by now. But it's not the case. Okay. So, this is our guy. This is my dude. I know what gender dysphoria is, so I assume euphoria is when you have your gender identity and your gender representation matching. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not well versed, but I am aware to a certain degree. Yeah. I assume one is the opposite of the other, so. There you go. I passed the test. Okay. Yeah, so my plan, this is No Face. I think the plan is sort of like this situation, which I'm thinking will be quite simple because we'll probably just do the mask, and then I think we can just sort of almost make like a wispy cone, which is gonna be, I think that will be helpful because again, it just doesn't mean we don't have to make it super dense, which is gonna be exciting, which I'm hoping this will still stand up on its own and also not take up a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting that the dysphoria part isn't a universal experience, because I feel like from in like a healthcare standpoint, because it's such like, because healthcare is traditionally very like cisgendered, in order to sort of like, there's barriers to get to in order to get like gender identifying support. And so usually, from my understanding, I thought it was that like doctors had to almost diagnose you with like gender dysphoria, or I guess, is that just gender dysmorphia? Maybe it's a different one, in order to like qualify for healthcare, which, or like the process if you choose to pursue that, which is silly. Because I know some people, and I feel like they've had to jump through a lot of hoops just to be recognized for who they've always been. But yeah, that's really good. I'm glad that that's changing. I'm glad that people are getting with it. Obviously, still a long way to go, but any progress is good progress, as long as it's, you know, ideally we would like. That's the thing, right? Yeah, I think that they tie it a lot to that. And it's like they're reliant on like the psychological diagnosis in order to have access to the physical health care, which is silly. But hopefully, also too, it can vary depending on, I assume, states. I know definitely depends via country. Okay. Let's see. So, step 1, make the mask. I'm not gonna make, I think originally I was thinking of making this sort of, these black sections hollow. No problem, yeah. Oh, you have a point. Okay. This isn't just like pop quiz. Trans healthcare pop quiz time. Okay. Yeah, so originally I was doing the background, and then this could be left blank, so then the idea would that you put it on a mask. Do you know what I mean? So, but I think what I'm going to do instead is do the mask and do the eyes, the mouth, as if they are part of the mask, and then do the background afterwards. Okay. Mm-hmm. The first, yeah. Do you find then that would you like to be referred to in different pronouns? I don't know if I've been misgendering you. If you use they, them pronouns as opposed to she, her pronouns. Or if it changes depending on what sort of side of the MB scale you're feeling. But let me know, because I don't want to misgender. Or if it's just Saf, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Pete! I hope you're feeling well today. Oh, there you go. Your euphoria determines on your ability to not be represented in different ones. Autocorrect. Hey man, you can refer to me as Cash Money all day or day. Yeah, I'm not bad. Besides the fact that my brain is completely in dial-up mode. So everything's gonna take me like 2 to 3 ticks longer to register in my brain than usual. Sorry, not sorry. Mm-hmm. Cool. Fair enough. Cool. I'll make sure I use they, them then. Fair. Okay. Are those ones personal to you? I've not heard those ones before. Whoop! Jesus. Faye. Cool. Okay, that's awesome. So with this mask, I am realizing that No Face is quite long. Like, he's quite long and tall, despite having a very small head. So I think I need to be very careful that, like, it might seem like I'm making a smaller mask, and then I'll go to, like, proportionally create No Face, and I feel like he might be massive. I noticed this only because I was watching a video, of people touring the gift shop in the Studio Ghibli Park, and somebody had shown like a No Face pencil case, and I realized like No Face is quite a long spirit. So I need to be aware of that. Or else they are going to be the tallest GCU member. And that will be unintentional. We also have to make sure that we can... I don't want to make the mask so firm that it's then really difficult to attach it to his, like, floating self. Floating robe. I don't know. His floating shape. Because it's not really his body. I guess we could say it's his body, but it's a little less... like grounded in that. Indie folk street metal. Awesome. That's really cool. Again, if I'm not, like, in a nostalgic pop-punk slash pop music wormhole, it's usually anything quite cozy. Cozy chill is the vibe of the channel, is the vibe of me. So that's why I listen to a lot of classical piano music, a lot of well, since I've been doing Ghibli stuff, I've been listening to a lot of the Studio Ghibli soundtracks. But yeah. Oh, Pete, thank you so much. Yeah, speaking of nostalgic singer-songwriter music, I really need to get all of the Christmas presents off the piano so I can start practicing again. Because it's been a few days. I feel like as of right now, I can confidently perform 90%, 95% of one song. And if I want to have an hour's worth of music, then... Yeah, definitely. Don't forget your Crawford. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, considering my current state, it's probably safety first. Absolutely, Pete. Good suggestion. Good reminder. Again, dial-up brain needs it. You gotta take that Lactaid. And that's what my mom did. My mom won a, like, homemade hot chocolate bomb at, like, a family Christmas party. And she was like, I don't know if I can drink it. I don't think you can just, like, use it with water. So I'm like, you need to chug Lactaid for your body to be able to handle it. Right? Absolutely. You're always looking out for me. Though I would appreciate the play-by-play. Maybe I should have Band-Aids up here. I've not thought about that. I know where they are. They're downstairs in the kitchen, so I know where to access them if, you know, we have a situation on our hands. But, and you'll be happy to know, Pete, that I do have my snack in hand, so we're not going to have any low blood sugar incidences. We're not going to have any, you know, bloodshed. It's going to be okay. I feel like No Face has quite a, it's like the mask is actually quite long. I feel like some instances I've seen them and I've always thought that his face was quite round. But that is not the case. This might actually be better if we just use that reference image. Oh, trust. I know many a lactose intolerant individual who does exactly that. I feel like that's just common knowledge or common practice among the lactose intolerants is to consume regardless. I used to do that when I was first diagnosed with celiac disease. I would have like cheat days where I would eat gluten, but the longer I went without having one of those, like the longer my body then was like, this is not a good idea. And also because celiac disease is an autoimmune disease and not like just your generic intolerance, there's like a lot of long-term health long-term health complications that can arise if I choose to continue to consume gluten, so it just was a better option. Whereas, yeah, if it's just an intolerance, it's not pleasant, but it's not gonna cause, like, long-term autoimmune damage, if you will. But yeah, I used to. And then it just became like, oh yeah, there's all these, like, listed long-term health complications with untreated celiac disease, including, like, increase of other autoimmune diseases and, like, infertility issues and all sorts of nonsense. So I figured better not do that. Oh, my eyeball. Oh, I didn't even know you came up here, Shadow. Hello. I left him sleeping downstairs. You can kind of see him. You'll be able to see his butt. That's probably it. His head's behind the wall. Here he is. I could just fix the thing. I was going through old pictures of Shadow today as a puppy, because I'm thinking of making my mom, because last year when my parents came to visit, my mom then got my dad to buy her a lurcher calendar because she wanted to know what days the bank holidays were in the UK. And so I'm thinking of, then I was saying to my partner Liam, I was like, well, obviously she doesn't have another UK calendar, maybe we should send her one. And then I knew that I think Boots does custom calendars. Sorry, my eye is like really bothering me. Where you can like create your own photo album calendar. I feel like a lot of companies probably do that, but the one that I was aware of that I think has the best prices is Boots. So yeah, I was going through old photos and like compiling a little cross section of different ones. Luckily, it seems like you can have more than one photo per month, which I think is good, because I think I have like 40-some photos of him that I'm like, this is just the best one. We can't not include this one in the calendar, and we can't not include that one. But not all of my Shadow photos were in like an easily accessible place, so I spent like 2 hours just scrolling through my phone, just trying to find some. But hopefully... And then I also spent some time starting our Studio Ghibli countdown presentation for Tuesday. Because if you guys aren't aware, next Tuesday, or I guess this coming Tuesday, is the last stream day of November. Then that means the last day of Studio Ghibli month. So we are ending the theme with the movie countdown. So I'm starting to get bits and pieces compiled for that, and then we kick off Disney month. I think Disney Animation month in December, as well as our 200 follower appreciation giveaways. But yeah, so lots happening in the next couple of weeks. But first, we need to sort this out. I'm really excited. So remember how this past Tuesday, I was saying how I was like hell-bent on finishing the first page of our Howl's Moving Castle cross stitch. Wow, my brain is like moving at a snail's pace. Jesus. Okay. Yes, so the Howl's Moving Castle cross stitch. So I did end up yesterday finishing the first page and moving on to the second. So I'm really excited for Friday because we're going to work on it a little bit more and you guys are actually going to see like the level of detail. I don't know. I'm just so excited about it, and I'm probably going to be working on it off stream all month of December because I'm just so pumped about it. Like I'm so excited for it. Okay, how are we feeling in terms of this face shape. I think if we taper the chin just like a wee bit more. And then I am a little bit intimidated by the face markings on here because they are so small. But I don't know, we'll try our best. I think that's the thing, because guys, I still have not finished Gigi. I think because like I'm a little bit disappointed with how he's turned out. I don't think he turned out badly, but I just think in comparison to the other two, I think the problem as well is that I used like the little plastic eyes for the first two. But because Gigi's eyeballs are like, the pupils are a bit more oval shaped, I didn't have the shape for the plastic eye. So therefore it looks like less crisp because I'm using wool instead of plastic. So yeah, I think I'm just a little bit like disillusioned with that one. I will finish him eventually, like really kind of clean him up and stuff. But as of right now, I'm just kind of like meh. So I'm hoping that I don't have the same problem with no face. Okay. I think that's the size we're going for. And then I think actually this will be the one time where I think putting the eyes on him first will make the most sense, because then we can frame where we stick these triangles. So let's put this away. I'll keep the white on hand just in case we like mess something up with the darker colors and we need to sort of layer some more white fibers over top of it. Yeah, no problem. So after this one, we're transitioning into December and we're going to do Disney Animation Month. So I'm not entirely sure what the plan is in terms of which kind of characters or what we're going to do. I had the idea yesterday that it might, because I think I'm a little bit intimidated with the level of detail that a lot of the Disney characters require. And so I think what I might do instead, Experiment 626, yeah, that would actually be really cute. But I might do, like, it sounds really silly, but what I might end up doing, and maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not, is, like, hats. Hear me out. Like, I know it sounds kind of silly, but I think, like, I always like when you look at pictures or posters for things where there's like a minimalist design or it has like a recognizable image where it's not the actual like thing itself. Like for instance, I think one of the most iconic sort of like Disney hats is Mickey's Sorcerer's Apprentice hat. Whereas you can see that hat and you instantly know what that movie's associated with or which character is associated with that. I don't know if there's enough hats in the Disney animated universe for me to do that, like iconic hats. The other ones I was thinking of is like Donald's hat, like Donald Duck's hat and Goofy's hat. I feel like those are both pretty iconic as well. Maybe less so Donald's hat, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just really intimidated by trying to make like, yeah, like Stitch or any of the other sort of characters, because I think that they have a lot of detail to them that I'm not entirely confident in myself to be able to pull them off yet. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking maybe like sidekicks to characters like Pascal from Rapunzel, or like no, I think Raja would be too much. Yeah, like little side, or like Iago maybe from Aladdin, like little sidekick characters. But yeah, I'm not sure. But definitely Disney themed. Whether or not we land in sort of what the wheelhouse is, we'll see. Okay. So I have like the tiniest fibers. Okay. I'm gonna try and make these eyes first. Well, that looks much too small. That looks a bit better. This obviously isn't what they're gonna look like, but I'm just trying to get the placement right. They're sort of like halfway down the face and quite spread out. Okay. And then, because it's like the features themselves are quite small, and then there's also these like little lines as well underneath to sort of like emphasize them in a way. I'm like, oh dear. This looks nothing like him, I'm aware. But just to get, so that needs to be much smaller. Now he's grumpy. Okay. I think we need to just try and see what happens. As long as, like I said, as long as we have the general proportions right and like, or like placement on the actual mask itself, I think it will work out. Famous last words. Because the eyes are also like quite, they're like ovally shaped. Ovally. He kind of like, I don't know, this low key, like if I just did this and then put a little dot on it, like it would look like a kodama, which I'm not opposed to. If I absolutely like cock up nose face, we might just turn this into a kodama. It doesn't help that I didn't felt this beforehand. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's just work on. I think the problem too is this is very thin, so it doesn't really have anything to attach to unless I like fully stab this into place. Okay, this is, I don't know, it's working. It's working so far. Let's, like I'm holding my breath. I'm like, don't jinx it. Okay. As long as the eyes are looking more like oval shaped than round, I think we'll be okay. We might need to put more white felt on the back of his face just to make it so that these things stick a little bit better. I don't trust this fiber to be, there we go. Ooh. There's probably a way to just like not have my phone enter sleep mode, but I'm not sure what that means. I've never attempted to figure that out. So, okay. Bramavir, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having a fabulous Thursday. Watch me, constantly have to reassure myself. It is an iPhone, yeah. Is there like a do not sleep button? Okay, these eyes are gonna be two different sizes. Thank you so much. Actually, that's probably, is that a better size? I don't know. Okay. Yeah. This eye is obviously much larger. Again, we're approaching Kodama territory right now, which I'm not opposed to, but that's not the goal of today. Settings, display, brightness. There we go. Display and brightness. Appearance, night shift, auto lock. Well, I'll put it within 5 minutes. I think that'll be a little bit better. Thank you for that, Pete. I'm like, thank you for your tech support. I'm like, not only do you provide on-call paramedic services remotely, you also provide IT services. Okay, this is the right shape. But again, is it too big? And do we care? Do we try to make this one larger? So we have one of two options. We can try to make this one larger, or we can like layer more white onto this one and try to make it smaller. I think we probably have to do both. I think this one is too big, but I do think that that one's too small, so we need to sort of come in at some kind of happy medium. Oh, random aside, not that it like particularly matters, but one of the things, I think I told you guys about this, but I got my hair cut. I chopped off so much. And I basically told the hairdresser that I don't style it at all. So I need a haircut that will not need styling. Basically, I cut off like, I don't know, like that much. Enough. It's one of those I didn't realize how long the hair was until I got it cut. Oh, thank you very much. Is it Primavera? I'm in my, what is it, my third decade of life. My third decade of life. I'll make you do math. Alright. I think it says that on my bio. Does it say that I think it does. Okay, happy with this one. I think I might... Don't overthink it, Tasha. I think this now, with this eye being the size that it is, I think the face needs to get longer. No face is gonna be tall AF, you guys. It's going to be very tall. I'm gonna try possibly in vain, possibly with a goal of succeeding. Another fun thing, also painted my nails. I was trying not to draw attention to the fact that my nails were not painted on Tuesday and they stayed unpainted for like 2.5 days, and that was a problem for me. Like, I literally felt incomplete without my painted nails. My painted nails. But it's awesome because it's like a multi-chrome, so it changes colors, and then I also have iridescent flakes on it as well as holographic flakes. So there's a lot going on, and it makes me feel happy. So, yeah. So I had to do that the other day. I, like, prepped them because they were super chipped. So I took the nail polish off a couple days ago, and then I'd just been, like, too tired and lazy to paint them. And then I had a near, like, nail fracture situation where it didn't fully break, but it, like, almost did. And it freaked me out, and I was like, I need to paint these before there's a problem. Okay. Okay, I think we are happy with that. We do need to make this one a bit bigger then. Oh no! Okay, watch me cock this all up. Okay. Let's add more flat wool in an attempt to make this larger. See, this always happens. I told you guys, this is always the eyebrow analogy or the eyeliner analogy when you're trying to do a badass winged eyeliner. You accidentally make one side a bit too thick, and then you try to compensate by fixing the other one, and then ergo you just have like raccoon eyes. That's what happens anytime I try to do like matching features. So whether it's eyes, ears, anytime there's two features that need to be the same size and shape, there's always that conundrum of one always looks a little bit not quite, and then you end up trying in vain to fix it. Sometimes with success, sometimes making it exponentially worse. But luckily, I think this is helping. This is working. We got this, you guys. We can do it. Okay. So, now I think that we need to, once again, make this longer. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Ooh. See, now I'm finally warming up, but maybe it's because I'm a wee bit less stressed. But it's fine. There's no need. Okay. See, there's a reason why we didn't put the white wool away. So I think we need to make... Jesus, that scared me. It's just my mom messaging me. Okay, is that too much? Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach it to the back because there is that long fluff and then we can wrap it around. That's the plan, I think. Sorta, kinda, maybe. Damn it. Pete, this is what happens when I... I knew better. I knew better. And I still played with fire. It's alright. We've not drawn blood. It's okay. It's fine. I do not need medical intervention. You're gonna be like, I leave her alone for 2 seconds. It should be a command, yeah. Yeah, I should actually. Should be a reminder. Yeah, forward/protection. Okay, I don't know if this is actually working. Or if it's just kind of low-key making it thinner. We do it like this, maybe? Huh. Hi, Ningday. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Say, I hope it's not raining and cold AF where you are, but I know you also work in a very cold warehouse, so I hope the warehouse is toasty. Just got kiddo from school. Very nice, very nice. We are attempting in vain to make No Face's face bigger and longer. Oh, it's been horrible here? Yeah. Oh, I was just complaining about how freaking freezing I feel all the time. It's to the point where, like, every once in a while I look at Shadow and I'm like, do we need to get you a sweater for in the house? Like, we had a thunderstorm last night, so that, oh, no way. That's wild. That, ooh, jeez. Oh, I've not seen, thankfully, knock on wood, I'm like, I've not seen hail in a hot minute. Okay, I can't tell if this is working. Roads have flooded too, jeez. Hopefully that's not gotten into anyone's houses. It's always the worst when, like, all that kind of stuff happens. And then you have to make sure, because people always do, like, I don't know, that's one of the things that I've noticed. It's like, you're supposed to drive according to conditions, right? And even when it's, like, chucking it down with rain, there's always some silly goose speeding down the A roads, and you're like, you're gonna hydroplane and flip and hurt yourself and someone else if you don't slow your roll. Mostly dips in the roads. Yeah. Oh, there's one that's like right on the junction to our place, and that one always gets really full of water. Okay, it looks chaotic right now, but we will fix it. It will be fine. Everything will be fine. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's... Ooh. Can you request... Like, I don't know if you would want this, but can you request to be put on general anesthetic for that? Or are they just gonna, like, freeze your face and just yank them out? Not to be crass. Are they, like, they're not, like, wisdom teeth? Or are they, like, impacted teeth or anything? Or just like, yeah. That's, ugh. Nah, they'll just freeze my face. Yeah, that's the thing, right? One is a wisdom tooth, yeah. Oh, really? They have to cut it out and they're just freezing your face? That sounds like a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if... Yeah, that's an interesting thing. If your face is frozen, I don't know if that would, like, numb the reflex as well. You know what I mean? I'm assuming it wouldn't, but hopefully it does. They must have, like they must have to deal with, like, the dentist must have to deal with, like, terrible gag reflexes. They must have things in place to, like, you know, make it okay for all parties involved. This is really nice. Okay. That's good, though. That's good that you have a nice dentist. Especially, like, if going to the dentist is something that, like, causes anxiety for you. It helps that there's, like, calm people working there. You know what I mean? I actually got a text from my dentist being like, yo, book your annual cleaning. I'm like, okay. Well, eventually... Okay, we need to we're trying to make this longer, but we also try to make it a bit thicker. We need to re-skinny his face. And, like, no face has gotten a little rounder than what we would like. I'm actually getting warm now. Who knew? No, just don't mind me. Just on the struggle bus for a second. I mentioned how my mental health isn't. Yeah. That's good that he's like, because he must understand that there is a connection there. Because if he doesn't, then he's not a good dentist. How is that going, by the way? Because I know you've had a lot of roadblocks with it and a lot of like waiting and referrals and shenanigans. Okay, we need to... We can go private now. That's good. That's unfortunate. Like, it's so frustrating that that's feels like it's the only option sometimes, but it's like the sooner you can get that, the sooner then you can get supports and things put in place, and it's like I think that's what ended up happening with my friend, going through the process of getting her child diagnosed with ASD, because they always talk about, like, so many times when you read stuff, it's always like, you know, early intervention is so important and make sure you have early intervention. And it's like, if there's a 5-year wait, that's not early intervention unless you go private. So it's really frustrating that all of the research and the knowledge about like how to, you know, put people up for success is like early intervention, but then the systems in place actually aren't available to have early intervention. I just love it too. I told her I don't. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's really good. Okay. I'm hoping now I might move. Okay. See, now the concern is if we make it longer, does that mean we've stuck the eyes in the wrong place and we need to make that a bit taller as well? I am uncertain. Yes. So we're attempting to make No Face's face longer because I feel like once we added the eyes are a bit larger, and I think that potentially throws off the balance of the whole face. So we're making some rearrangements. Whether or not it is successful or not still remains to be seen. Yeah. I was trying to make him, like, the face long but smaller because he's, like, they're also quite a tall spirit. And so I'm just concerned that if I make this too big, then they need to be, like, massive. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if I'm prepared for that. Ah. Oh, that's cool. Next year. A week-long one. Where is it? Because I would assume a fursuit would be quite heavy to travel with. I guess any sort of like, if it's like a cosplay, any sort of like full body costume probably could be quite heavy and difficult to travel with. Okay, Birmingham. Okay. And then do you have a fursona that's like, you have one fursona and then you create different costumes around that particular one, or do you have multiple ones? You know what I mean? Oh, okay. So yeah, if you're driving up, then that makes it a lot easier. Oh, okay. So is this new one going to be your main one, or is it going to be one of the other characters? Slash a new character. 2-hour drive, that's not bad. Oh! I never know how to pronounce that. Axolotl. Isn't it? Or an axolotl? Axolotl. That's gonna be really cute. Oh, that'll be really cute. Are you just doing like a traditional, I guess, color scheme of one, so it'll be pink? Because I know you have a pink Lolita dress, so that'll probably go really well. Is it the same one that you used for your mushroom girl character? Like that same dress, you know what I mean? Or do you have multiple? I assume you have multiple pink Lolita dresses, but I just have seen that one. Purple and pink. That's really cute. Yes, I do feel like now we have put the eyes in the wrong spot. So what might need to happen? You have a bunch of dresses, yeah. I know, it's like, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I'm like, obviously she has more than one. Okay. So length. We actually have to make that a little bit... Okay, I'm going to leave the bottom part for now. And we're going to extend the head a little bit. And then I think once we extend the head, we will then have to shorten that. I love how I was like, this is only going to take one stream day. Spends like 2 hours working on a white face. I'm like, jeez. You were meant to be so simple. Oh, wow. Oh, you're gonna do 2 different eye colors as well? That's really cool. Yeah, the hair looks gorgeous. So with that one, because like the axolotl is like a sea creature, or like a water creature, and it's more, I would assume, like smooth, are you still gonna have more of like a furry texture to them, or are they going to be quite like smooth? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like more amphibious than like fur covered. Okay. Oh yeah, ooh, Minky's awesome. Minky is what my mom always puts on the back of like quilts and stuff, like especially quilts that like you snuggle up with when you're real cold. Yeah. I'm team Minky. Yeah. Oh, that'll look really cool. Yeah. Okay. I think we need this to be a bit thicker, and then we'll push that down a bit more. And then... Hi! How are you doing? General Buddy Bear. I love that. We have another friend named Bear over here. I hope you're having a fabulous Thursday. If you saw someone mean from your life shrunk into a tiny size around 1 inch or less, what would you say to them, and what would you be feeling as you held them up to your face? Oh, what a ponder. What a ponder. Someone mean. See, I'm not a very confrontational person, so I feel like even if somebody who was mean to me was shrunken down, I don't know what I would say to them. I'd just kind of be like, wow. How sucks to be you. I don't know. Held them up in front of my face and been like, sorry if my breath smells. I don't know. It's American Thanksgiving, Saul. Happy birthday, or happy birthday. Good afternoon. Jeez, good afternoon to you too. What facial expression would you make at them when you first saw them shrunken, and what first would you make when you saw it was the mean person? I think it would be a lot of like when you first saw them shrunken. Probably, you know what it is? To be fair, I'd probably be a little bit scared, like it was a mouse. Especially if it was like a little thing that was like running across like the room or something. I'd kind of be like, what was that? And then you'd look a bit closer and you'd be like, wait a second. Hey, yeah, that's true. Your birthday is next month. Yeah, you know, again, I keep saying this. My brain is currently in dial-up mode, so I don't even know where that came from. My brain short-circuited and happy birthday came out. But yeah, I think it would be like shocked, partially scared. And then if it was a mean person, I would sort of be like, think in my brain, like, I don't know if I would say anything to them, but in my brain I'd be like, karma's a bitch, you know? I feel like your hand would reach down and grab them with the smile on your face. I don't know. I would definitely pick them up. You know why? Partly I would be concerned that, Shadow might get them. Not that I think he would try to eat them. I just think he would get all up in their face and that might be a problem. Yeah! Ooh, I painted them yesterday. They had no paint on them. I had naked nails for like 2.5 days and I felt very strange. These are, they're like multi-chrome. So they change colors. And then I also put an iridescent top coat and a sparkly top coat on top. So we got a lot going on here, and that makes me very happy. Scandalous. Yes, I know. I felt very provocative on Tuesday. I was like, what am I doing with these naked nails? Okay, so now this is we gotta get the proportions in. What would my hand look like? It would probably be like this. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to squish them. I guess it depends how small they had been shrunken down. Like, if we're talking, like, Arietti from Studio Ghibli size, it would probably be like this. And I'd, like, pick them up by the back of the shirt, you know? Thank you, yeah. Okay. So everything was going so well, and then we put No Face's eyes on, and then I was like, now his face is out of proportion and needs to be bigger, and now his face is too big. So that's how we're doing. Oh, scoop him. Yeah, no, I don't know if I would. No, it would be a this. Should have gone googly eyes. No Face doesn't have googly eyes. So you gotta stop trying to make googly eyes happen. One day they will, but not today. I think if we were going for... Yeah, I don't know. If we weren't going for well-known characters, we could stick googly eyes on lots of things. Okay. I was thinking about, like, putting a channel redeem in that you could redeem, like, suggesting the next needle felted creation, Studio Googly. And now thinking about it, I'm like, Saul would just redeem put googly eyes on whatever. You would be like, it would be like, I suggest this, but with the caveat of googly eyes. Pick them up. Yeah. Keep them in a... No, I wouldn't keep them in a jar. You know what, actually? I have a dollhouse in the loft. They could live in the dollhouse. I'm sure they'd be quite content in there. They might have to live in the loft, though. I'd have to remember that they're up there. But yeah, I'm not like a vindictive person. I'm not like, haha. I would think like, oh yeah, karma's a bitch, I guess, you rude person. And then I'd be like, okay. You're trying to paint me in a brush that I do not paint myself with. Creepy dollhouse confirmed. Yeah, have you seen it? I don't even know. I think I posted pictures on Instagram long time ago. That sounds like what you would do, Bear. I'm like, don't you paint me. You just want to feel better about how you would respond to the situation by trying to pawn off your devious thoughts and feelings and making it seem like they're mine. But that's not how I do things. I wanted to ask Saul, is there any update on your wrongful termination case with your former employer? if you feel like talking about that, or if there is any update, I was thinking about you today. I was like, I hope that letter was received loud and clear, and that stuff is being done to sort it out. Okay. I think now, possibly, sort of, kind of, maybe, I am happy with, I say that as I continue to needle felt in my state of disappointment. I think I'm happy with the face shape again. We will now start. Originally I was going to put the mouth down, but I think it might be easier to put the other bits down. Nothing thus far. They haven't seen them. Right. They haven't even sent the proper documents for dismissal. Seriously, my letter. Yeah. I'm sure they would like to say they got lost in the mail. I know, again, that, like, there's a bunch of Royal Mail strikes going on right now. But that shouldn't impact your ability to receive the documents. You know what I mean? And if they're that concerned about it, they should, like, email you a copy. I know they probably want, like, a formal one, but... You live 3 streets away. Okay, well, then that's some... They can hand-deliver that shit. They need to get off their booties and mosey on down and pop it into your mailbox. Okay. So. Excuse me. I think this is the color that we're going to use for the triangle bits. Words are hard, guys. Words are hard. Yeah. Oh, it was really cool because it was like, there's a field near our house. So Shadow and I go to the forest, and there's an adjoining field to the forest. And that's just a tree that's like plonked in the middle of this field, but was overgrown by all of these brambles. And I was like, there's a little gap. We should go in and investigate. And wasn't it just the most magical little place I ever did see? You guys are interested in knowing what we're talking about. Me and Shadow went on a little adventure today, and we saw something really cool. You can't really see him right now. You can see his butt. You can see his butt on the sofa, but even then you can kind of see him. He's my almost 2-year-old lurcher baby boy. A good giant owner. But so yeah, it was very nice. I always like that because, again, it's one of those things, we go to the same place all the time, and then when you get to see it through a new perspective, it's like, wowie wow. How exciting. And then it also, like, not being funny, but I made a little reel, and I found, like, a really cute, like, music to go over top of it, which made me really happy. You would not call Honey. No, you know what? I actually haven't fully seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So I'm gonna go with no, but also because I don't know. Again, stop trying to make me out to be an evil person. I would, like, needle felt them a little house. That's an excellent question. I guess because it's not actually a face, it's like a mask. So they have a mask, which then behind it is No Face. Do you know what I mean? So this is No Face's mask, aka not his actual face. Okay, now I think the goal. I'm like, what am I trying to do here? Wouldn't the mask then become their face? Possibly. But yeah, I have felt very odd being like, so No Face's face that we're working on. Working on the No Face face. Okay. But yeah, I don't actually know. I know that he is like a spirit. So maybe you should be looking up like the what is it? Yokai? Japanese spirits? I'm like, why are you asking me when you're the man with the infinite fact-checking knowledge? I'm like, you don't come here to ask questions. You come here to solve questions. Just kidding, you do both. But yeah, I mean, if they look at the dude's face. Yeah, it's true. What would you call him then? Like, no features? Instead of no face? He has a face. He just is featureless. No feature? But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's based off of, like a yokai. Two-faced. Touché. The word simply means faceless. Koanashi aptly describes the creature since he only wears a mask for a face, thereby having no face of his own, but he also sort of absorbs the faces of those around him, developing new attitudes and opinions based on those encounters as well. There you go. So it's not that he has no face, it's that he is faceless. But I don't think that appeases your thoughts of the fact that the mask is then a face. So we're trying to make this as pointy as possible up here. So if they absorb faces, they have more faces. Exactly, they are plenty face. They are more than two-faced. They are amply faced. A plenty face. Right, yeah, we need to, yeah, and we need to make an addendum to the to the stream. It is not in fact a no face, but is in fact a plenty face. Glad we could clear that up, guys. Okay. Okay, let's hope that I can line this up. I should have bundled this up a bit more. Oh, it sounds miserable outside. Yeah, thankfully, like, all the rain and the shenanigans held off until the afternoon, which is really good because, like I said, it would have been a shame to not have been able to go to the forest today. Because as much as, like, I think there are some dogs that, like, will tolerate the rain or, like, don't mind the rain and stuff. Shout out, like, if it's, like, misty rain and it's, like, a light rain, he doesn't, like, care that much. But if it's, like, chucking it down, he is absolutely miserable and is like, why are we doing this? Please take me home pronto. But then absolutely loves being dried off. That's his favorite part. Hates getting wet, loves being dried off. He gets very hype about it. And I don't know if that was enough wool. feel like these are like his eyebrows, and they are going to be slightly two different shapes, similar to my own eyebrows. Again, try in vain. You know why? I don't know if I've told you guys this story. It was like the year my best friend was getting married. And I was waxing my own eyebrows and wasn't thinking that you could cut the wax strips to fit the size of your eyebrow. So I would just use a full ass wax strip and just like half hold it on my head and half not hold it on my face just to like try to get it going. So I was waxing a part of my eyebrow, and the waxy part that I was trying to not touch my face accidentally slipped, and then I took a huge chunk out of the front of my eyebrow the same year that I was set to be the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding. And it's just never been the same since. It like is better, but to be fair, I feel like my eyebrows have always been slightly different sizes, like since high school. But yeah, I only realized that it was the same year when, yeah, I think my friend, oh, you know what it is? I think because I messaged my friend being like, so I fucked up my face before your wedding. It was fine though. I filled it in, like it was all good to go. Like you couldn't tell. But I just thought, in retrospect, I'm like, that was hilarious. Because I remember when I was still working, I was telling this story, and then the girl was like, well, you cut them. Cut the wax strips. And I was like, Dadoy. Like, why did I not? It's because back in Canada, you could get these wax strips that were already pre-cut to, like, different eyebrow shapes and things, so that it made it easier to, like, do the sort of arch under your eyebrow or different things like that. And I was like, why don't those exist here? It's just the full chunky wax strip. And then it was like, because you can make them yourself. So I learned something new. Not before I altered my face forever. I'm being dramatic. It's honestly not that big of a deal now. But they do look slightly different. I actually remember too, because I think now I do them like myself, and it's not a big deal now. I've like sort of figured out how I want to do things, but I think it was like after that, or it was like around, I can't remember. I think it was like still in the regrowth phase, and they were completely different shapes, and I went to go get them threaded at like a kiosk in the mall, and the woman who was threading them was like dismayed. She was like, never touch your eyebrows again. Like, I do, like, she's like, I do not trust you to do your own eyebrows. Never do that to yourself ever again. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've been like told off by this esthetician. She was just like, oh my God, what have you done? And I'm like, I don't know, fix it. Okay, it's weird because this one looks thinner and also thicker at the same time than the other one, and I don't understand. Watch a lot of head massage videos. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. Is it like ASMR sort of stuff? When I got my hair cut on yesterday, when they do the shampoo and stuff, they always ask if you want a head massage, and I'm like, always, absolutely. I remember one time I asked, I was like, does anyone turn down the head massage? And they were like, yeah, sometimes people like are weird about that kind of stuff, or they're like, yeah, like it's interesting. And I was like, who would turn, like, you're already getting your hair washed, so I don't understand why you wouldn't just get like a little bonus head massage. But some people are not into that. guess so, but I never... Okay. Okay, maybe it's like ASMR adjacent. It's not quite. That's really cool though. No. Would you feel comfortable with that, or is that something that you would like not be? Do you know what I mean? Because I think some people, like I know my brother-in-law, like I think he desperately needs to like go to the chiropractor or like get a massage because he has so much tension in his body, but it's to the point now where there's so much tension in there where it's like no one can touch it without like it being a problem. But yeah, some people just have like zero desire interest like issues. You'd like it to for sure. You're like, yeah, the whole shebang. Sign me up. Don't like my head hair being touched. Oh yeah. That's fair. That's what I mean, right? Like, I think that's definitely a thing. Yeah, I guess if, like you know, in that instance, if you're going to get a haircut almost, like, out of, like, to fill a need, you know? It's like if you dye your hair and you need to get it topped up or something like that. You're not going for, like, pampering, if you will. It's, like, an appointment, you know? So I could see that you wouldn't want that sort of muss and fuss to go along with that. Why aren't you getting as pointy as I would like? I think I'm faffing with it too much. I think I just need to move on. I say as I continue faffing with it. That's one of my favorite British words, eh? Like one of the words I've fully adopted coming over here is faff. What a great word. Just faffing about. Okay, they're not... It's weird, like this one's too skinny, but then this one has a larger bottom than that one does. Yeah, like faffing around. I don't know if it's FAF or if it's PHAFF, but I just love the term. Yeah, faffing all about. Or this is such a faff. Stop faffing. Okay. Next, we need to do the little lines underneath the eye. Just the teeny tiny detail work. It's a good word. I shall endeavor to use it more. Yeah, come on. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think what other words... What other Britishisms I've adopted? Probably not many. If anything, sometimes it's like the terms are more just for ease so people know what I'm saying, but I don't think there's very many. Okay. These are... I think this might be too long. Does anyone have a favorite word? I don't think I do. Or a word that you use a lot? I'm not proud of it, but I definitely drop an F-bomb. Quite a bit. I am quite the user of the F-bomb. Constantinople. Is that just because it has many syllables? I guess it's probably easier. I'm sure there's more words that people hate than words that they love. I don't want to... Maybe don't tell me the words you hate, and then it would be... There we are then. Use it when someone is being rude to you. Yeah. Onomatopoeia. What about anti-disestablishmentarianism? Do you like that one? I always remember that word because we had like spelling books in grade school and there were like bonus words. Too long. Shut up. You're like, that one's too much. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, I'll always remember that word because it was in one of our like spelling books, and then at the end you would have like your spelling words that you were trying to memorize or learn how to spell, and then there was like bonus words, and I always remember anti-disestablishmentarianism was like one of them. That super long Welsh town name. Waits for it to click about my last comment. Sabotage. Yeah, well, I was reading that one, and then there we are then. Use it when someone is being rude to you. There we are then. Yeah. I just clocked it on. That's like when I used to work with, that's like when I used to be a youth worker and kids would tell me they would see me next Tuesday. And I didn't know what that meant until one of the other like veteran youth workers was like, they're being rude to you. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. My father-in-law also, I think, loves the word. Loves that word. Yeah, that's what it did, yeah. Bugle and trumpet. What about, like, flabbergasted? Flabbergasted is a fun word. Diddle. Does anyone watch Game Grumps at all? They're a YouTube series, and every once in a while they'll like they're like a comedy game playthrough, like gameplay duo. And there was a segment, and so what happens is if there's like funny bits, they'll get people to animate them and then remix them. And there was one where they had a whole bit about a character that they created called Diddle Kid, and then someone made like a music remix about it. Yeah, I think I need to find it to show you. Because that's why it made me smile, because as soon as you said diddle, I was like, Diddle Kid. Here it is. There's a lot of lead up. The video's kind of long, but I think you'll appreciate it. So that's why the word made me laugh. But yeah, there we are then is one that my father-in-law uses a lot, Pete. So you are not alone in that being your fave. Bali because no, I don't think that's a real word, Saul. I'm calling you out. That's not a real word. Absolutely not. I think this was the one I was making that was too long. Where'd the other one go? We're losing fibers. It was a TV show. Okay. So purposeful made up word. This one too. Excelsior, yep. I always thought stymied was a cool word. I remember learning that word and being like, that's cool. Needs to be a little more. Churglenbach? That sounds like one of those German words. I remember like because I had an ex who was Austrian and they spoke German, and a lot of German words, like instead of saying multiple words to form a sentence, they'll just have one long ass word and that means the whole sentence. So funny. Yeah, probably. Honestly, it looks like it. So these little under eye bags are actually meant to not be direct, like not be as long as the eye itself. But pronounce Mönchengladbach. Yeah, okay. München. Okay, that's a little bit better. Invented over 200 words. Have you now? I wouldn't be so... Oh yeah, don't you have a dictionary in your Discord of like, these are all of the terms? I love that. That used to be a joke that I always had with my mom when we were going through school. And I think it was when she was doing her master's degree and she was reading all, and it was in health sciences, so she was reading all these like doctors' papers and things. And we had worked out that like one of the main perks of getting your PhD is that you could just make up your own words, like make up your own terms. And then, like, when you would publish whatever book you were doing, you could then have a glossary of just all of the made-up words you made that you've then dotted around your published works. So that was always our joke. It was like, we want to get PhDs just so we can make up words. Give me the alphabet. P. The letter P. Speaking of PhDs, the letter P. Polka-dexterous, the ability to mix and match all kinds of polka dots. I'm impressed. I thought you were gonna say the ability to dance the polka in multiple directions. But the definition, see, that's even, yeah. What's a more fun game, making up the words or guessing the definition to the made-up words? I love it. It has two meanings. It's like read and read. They're spelled the same, but they mean two different things. That used to be whenever you'd ask my grandpa what his favorite color is, he'd always say pink with white polka dots. That was his favorite color. K. There we go. I think under eye bags achieved. They're a little bit longer than than the ones sort of in the reference image, but I think they get the job done. Craggard. Ooh. When you've spent all day crag climbing, which is a type of rock climbing, and you're craggard by the end of it. Ooh, close. Okay, what is the official definition? When you get caught on a cliffside crag. So I got part of it correct. Okay. Let's work on the longer the longer triangles. These ones are much longer. Okay. I like your spoon. I like it. I like the double definitions. Okay, how about the letter F? I think this needs to be really close. F. Like, fuck off. Just kidding. Like, fork. You're like, rude. I'm just kidding. I would never say that to you. I said fork, which is not the swear word. Though I do say that that's my favorite word. Unintentionally. It's not, I use it too frequently. Flip-a-doodle. Ooh. Could that just be like an exclamation? Like, ah, flip-a-doodle. Or does it have like an actual, You could take it as it is. It's the act of flipping a doodle. But what could be another term for doodle? That's true. That's true. Ah, craggard. That's true. Could be. Very true. Ooh. Flip-a-doodle. It's the act of flipping. Is it a verb or a noun? Because if it's a verb, then I would say it's specifically a device that flips pieces of paper over. No, it flips over my drawings. Ah, flipping my doodles. Ah, it's flip the word you should have thought. Right. Yeah. Drawing a doodle, sell it, get someone to improve it. Oh! Oh! Like house flipping. I get it. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. Doodle flip profit. I see. Flipping my doodles, flip over my drawings. Yeah, exactly. Birdadoodles, we were close. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone contributing. I'm like, Saul's come up with some interesting ones. I like it. Flip doodle, make profit. It's a doodle pyramid scheme. Well, no, house flipping's not a pyramid scheme. Ooh, very exciting. Yeah, awesome. Always happy to have you. If you guys aren't following my bestie, you should go do that. Let me spell words. Here we go. Like, I hope your stream goes well and your guest is amazing, and I will come and stop by later and say hi. All right. So the goal is not make this too far down. It's like twice as long as this one, but not so long that we need to. You've done watch many a craft but never felt it. Oh, interesting. What is your craft of choice then, Bertosaurus? That's true. That's true. What is your I don't know, top 5 in no particular order? Mostly resin. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it's so funny trying to explain needle felting to people. I was doing this again yesterday. I was chatting with my hairdresser and I was like, yeah, I've been crafting. I mostly like cross stitch and needle felt. And I was explaining like, you literally just take fibers, loose fibers, stab them, and it makes stuff. Like, what? But on a D&D dice kick. Ooh, that's so cool. Do you have a favorite die to make? Because obviously there's like the 20-sided one. I'm sure it doesn't, I don't know if it matters, but like what's the most satisfying when you have a die that's just a 4-sided pour? Or do you resin pour and you get the 20-sided one? Ooh, my favorite thing I've made? Oh, interesting. I feel like it changes. You know what, though? I'm still partial to this. This is Freg. So there's this Instagram artist I follow called Jean-Claude Browncloud. And he has a little character named Freg that I was just so obsessed with that I decided to felt my own, and I stuck him under a little toadstool. Yeah. So I think he's still my favorite. I think he was one of the like second things I ever needle felted, but he's still pretty great. Had to pick my favorite. Yeah, right? Definitely. I made a goat for a family friend, so I did something for their birthday, and I've been doing these things where I make like zodiac animals, like Chinese zodiac animals for people's birthday. I've only done 2, but I thought it was really fun. I made, a goat, and then the person was born in March, and there's like different birth flowers as well, and so the birth flower for March is a daffodil. And so I made a goat, and I sort of did like what My Little Ponies do, where they have like little symbols on their hips, and I put a little daffodil symbol on the hip of the goat. And then I made a rabbit holding what was it? A daisy, for my mom. So those have been fun too. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. That's just sort of like what your main sort of thing has been at the moment. But yeah, if you weren't resonating right now, what would be? Because sometimes too, some of the things that like people have made, it could be mission to make. Ooh, matching controllers. That's really cool. Did you paint them, or? That sounds really interesting. That sounds really cool. If you have any photos or anything you want to drop in the chat, I would be very interested to see them. Because that sounds really cool. Alcohol inks and vinyl. Space. Ooh. That's so cool. I've seen a few like art channels on YouTube that have done like custom paints of like consoles and stuff like that. And it just looks so awesome. Okay. We need to, once again, try to line this up. Okay, yeah, honestly, Facebook gives the longest. This link will work. Yeah, we can try. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. See, my favorite color is purple, and so I'm always super partial to like purpley galaxy images. That's incredible. Mrs. and Mr. I love that. Yeah. That's so cool. And then it makes me think like they must have had really cool engagement photos. Like I love like I don't know, I freaking love a theme. That's another thing. Is I just love a good theme, you know? So if the theme is like gamer or geeky or whatever, like that's really cool. We figured a dragon theme. Oh, that's really awesome. Do you think you'll sort of take inspiration from like pop culture dragons, you know what I mean? Or like fantasy type dragons, or you'll just sort of like ad lib? They went with the Fallout font. Oh, that's really cool. I guess it makes sense that they're like, okay, so we want the Fallout theme, like Fallout the game, because it's part of our story, but like, could you imagine if they did like an actual Fallout themed engagement shoot? That would be like post-apocalyptic. That would be interesting. That would be kind of cute though, like in an interesting sort of alternative way. Like I think if somebody did sort of like a post-apocalyptic engagement shoot, and the whole thing could be like it's like the end of the world, it's a dystopian apocalypse, but I'd still choose to spend every day with you. I think that's pretty cute. I don't know if there's enough fluff here. Yeah, my partner and I, we got like, technically, I'm like, we got secret married. The only people that knew were our parents. We sort of like, it was like we eloped without actually eloping. So yeah, we had secret wedding. So we didn't like do the whole thing of like having a wedding reception or like taking engagement photos and sending out save the dates and all that kind of stuff. So I was thinking of putting vinyl masking for the scales. That sounds really cool. Yeah. No, I get that, where you're sort of like, you're using the vinyl as like a bit of a template, and then when you spray paint that, then you'd have the outline. No, I get what you mean, yeah. Yeah. Because then you would have the sort of, the dimension of that. That sounds really cool. That sounds like it would be like really, well, probably very tedious and time consuming, because you're probably placing the individual sort of masking scales. But if you're anything like me, if you have the ability to hyper-focus and get really into, like, super tedious tasks, because I know I do, so that might be the fun part. I think for some people, doing the tedious, repetitive, like, prep tasks is really frustrating for some, whereas I'm like, sign me up. Right? Tedious little tasks. Yep. Tedious little tasking right here. That's awesome. The one ADD superpower, right? Absolutely. How does it always happen where I'm like, why do you look really long but also too chunky at the same time? How did this happen? I wonder too, I guess maybe because if these fibers are a bit looser, like, I don't know, this part, why do you seem darker? I don't understand. thanks. I was getting a little bit like a bit scared about it earlier. But yeah, thankfully it is coming together. No Face, because I did a poll over on my Instagram because I've been doing it's been Studio Ghibli month. I've deemed November Studio Ghibli month on the channel, so we've been doing Studio Ghibli themed needle felting this whole time. So we've done 3 so far, and so for the last one, I decided to put it to a vote to see what people would like, and we had a vote between Tato the Fox Squirrel from Nausicaa, the Kodama from Princess Mononoke, the robots from Lapida Castle in the Sky, and then No Face. And like overwhelmingly everyone was like, make No Face. So I was like, sure. So far we've done so this is our Calcifer here. Here's our Fire Demon. And then we made Totoro for our second Ghibli character. And then last week we made Gigi. He's like 95% done in my books. I'm not totally happy with his eyes and things, but he's mostly done. And then, yeah, now we're doing No Face. No Face is iconic. I think that was the thing where I was a little bit intimidated, but it's going well, so... Yeah, I don't know why this one is not... It just seems a lot darker, but I think I just need to leave it. I've been really enjoying it. And then, so I've decided for the month of December, we're going to theme it Disney month. Because I also have a Princess Jasmine cross-stitch that I've been working on. So I want to work on that during the month of December. I'm not sure... I want to sort of narrow down the Disney theme. But I'm not sure if I want to maybe do, animal sidekicks. Or if I want to do almost, objects. I was thinking of, iconic Disney hats. It seems really random and niche, but part of me is a bit worried with the level of detail, I think, with some of the Disney characters. So I was like, oh, but if I'm doing sort of inanimate objects that are recognizably Disney, that might be a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure yet what I want to needle felt for Disney month, but I am prepared. Disney month is going to happen. Part of me just wanted to make it super niche and be like, I'm only needle felting things from the movie Fantasia. Just get super, super niche with it, but I think I need to not do that. Okay, this was the mouth we sort of had earlier. Just as a base. I think if we still use this. I think this needs to actually be a lot further down, maybe. Here. I think this mouth might be a smidge too thick. I'll try to make it smaller in the felting process. Thank you so much for following, Bertosaurus. Why is this going all skew with? I feel like we were doing good, and then I don't know why the mouth is obvious. This is making it weird. Why is the mouth weird? It's fine. Okay. It's getting better. I think sometimes too what happens is when I have like a light colored background, like a white background, and then put like dark features or dark accents on it, like the black, it like seems so dark to me. And I'm like, it's actually not that bad. No, so with the fibers, if they're not super felted in, you can sometimes get away with pulling them out. But for the most part, once they're tangled in there, like that's kind of it. So they always make sure, like as a rule of thumb, like what I've read up is you always want to use less and then you can add more. But if you use too much, you can't take it away. So yeah, it's a bit more high stakes in terms of crafting. Because again, usually like one of my other main crafts is cross stitching. And if you mess up, you can just pull out the fibers and like it doesn't matter. Whereas here, yeah, once they're in, there's kind of no turning back. You can, I guess the other option would be to like layer a different color on top. So like if we messed out the mouth, we can probably put the white and sort of like attempt to cover it and hide it. You know what I mean? But then it would just make the overall needle felting a lot larger and bulkier, which works like for the most part. But obviously sometimes it can then disproportion things and you have to sort of then add more everywhere, if that makes sense. Yeah, this chin we made because I put the eyes down and then the eyes were a lot bigger than anticipated, so we needed to make the head a lot longer. But in terms of density, this is like the thinnest part of him. And so I think that might complicate things. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully that was a sufficient explanation. So again, I've been saying most of stream, my brain has been operating on dial-up mode all day. So it's like taken just that little bit too long to register. Just trying to get the edges of the mouth as pointy as possible. And then I think we just need to add the little chin dimple, and then we can make our body, which is literally just gonna be like a black tube. I'm not gonna do the like no face with like little arms or anything like that. It's just gonna be like his spirit cloak looking kind of vacuous body. Here we go. Now we just need the tiniest little... Actually, I'm going to put this away so I don't get confused. I think we're all right. I won't put it away, but I'm going to put this back in here just to get all these fibers under control. Just like the little So tomorrow, so we'll be back here tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. UK time, working on our Howl's Moving Castle cross stitch. We have finally turned the page on the first project, or on the first page of the project. It's only took all month. But I was gonna be real annoyed if we spent all of Studio Ghibli month working on a cross stitch only to have finished a single page. So we get to work on page 2 tomorrow. And then next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday, the final piece of the Ghibli, or the final stream day of Ghibli month, we will be doing our Studio Ghibli movie ranking. So I've actually spent the last few months watching all 23 of the official canonical Studio Ghibli films. And then I'm gonna rank them. I have, originally, so when I did my DCOM tier list, we did like an actual tier list, but like 90% of the Miyazaki films are like A tier, B tier, so it would have been a very boring tier list in my opinion. I think this is too thick. That's okay. We'll figure it out. And so I thought maybe just doing a traditional like ranking from 23 to 1 would make a bit more sense. But yeah. I will say though, I did do like the order, like an attempt at the order, and all of my B tier movies, like they're really sort of, I could probably interchange their positions on the chart. Like some of them I'm like, you absolutely belong at this number, and other ones I'm like, sure. So we can hotly debate and contest, and I might agree with you. I do think I have some like spicy takes on some of the films in terms of like where they are ranked. So I'm interested to see other people's perspectives, or to hear other people's perspectives. I do think that this is really thin, so to mitigate that. Is a really thin part of the mask. I'm going to attempt to put a little bit more of this just in between the two, just to make it a bit thicker. I think because this was the thinnest part of the mask, it was then making it difficult to get the clean lines that we want from this. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Probably help adding just like a little bit more to the back of this, again just to make it a bit thicker. I'm not gonna see the back, So it doesn't really matter if it looks a little messy. Actually, it'd probably be better if it's a bit messy at the back, because then it'll make it easier for it to attach onto the body. Because if all of the fibers are like felted really densely in together, there's gonna be nowhere for the other there's gonna be no fibers to attach to the body because everything is so tightly formed in here. Okay, now that that's a bit thicker, can we then make this? A lot smaller. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know. I appreciate all the lurky-loos. If you're working, if you're crafting, I love and appreciate it all. Yeah. Yeah, do you not, is it not the day, like, do people not have this day off in America? In the US? Or I guess is it like not, it's like certain places do and other places don't? Because it is actual Thanksgiving today, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I was talking with another domestic paperwork. Not work related. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, at least it's not. It's a shame that you're doing paperwork instead of crafting, but at least it's not work related craft or paperwork. I don't get why this part is so much thicker. It's fine. Just kind of looks like a second mouth, which I'm trying to avoid. There we go. That's better. Does make me want to rewatch Spirited Away. I know I just watched all of the Studio Ghibli movies, but I've been really wanting to rewatch Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke recently. Okay. I feel like... Are we happy with this? I think I'm happy with this. Again, this little chin dent is not like the cleanest, but it's not bad. We do have like a half hour left. And I know we'll probably need all of that for the body, as much as I'm like, it's only gonna be... Okay. So now that we have that done, let's go. This is sort of what we're going for. So if we then... Okay, so my thought process, because I still want him to kind of be able to stand up on his own, but also be a bit like ghost-like. I think what I'm gonna do is basically like flatten out. Oh, he's gonna have to be really tall. We're gonna try to avoid that. But if we sort of make like, yeah, just like felt almost like a page and then fold it in on itself to sort of make like a cone. Basically like we're making like a hat, like a little no face hat. And then I'm hoping that that will help. I do think it's gonna have to be quite tall. So if we do at least the length of the, or the, yeah, the height of the felting mat to start, and then go from there. Luckily he's skinny, so if he needs to be, you know, I think he probably needs to be taller than this. He's going to be very tall. Imagine if I like put him as my my Christmas tree topper this year. Turn him into a cone and then stick him on the tree. No Face is the angel on top of the Christmas tree this year. Did you have a nice snooze, Shadow? So the goal is to felt this together. So it needs to have enough structure to stay up on its own. Actually, ooh, this might give us the height we want. This way. Yeah. Trying to felt this all together, but trying not to felt it to the mat. Oh, big stretch. Actually, and then we can actually, because he's gonna be skinny, we can actually push this together a little bit. making sure I'm flipping it over just because I don't want to accidentally felt it to the felting mat, because then it'll like, you have to sort of peel it out of there and then it can make the actual felting itself look really messy. I'm gonna felt it together enough so that we can sort of turn it into like a cone. The cone, I don't know if it's like necessary, but I guess we could just sort of do a flat sort of thing, but I think that will help it be able to stand up on its own without being super dense. At least that's what I think is gonna happen. And then as much as I like, obviously, the wispies here, that's obviously not going to support him. So we need to... It's very precarious right now, but if we can create some sort of structural integrity. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We just need to... I guess theoretically we could always put some sort of a base in him to make him a bit more structurally sound, but what I'm hoping is if so precarious. Oh, that's funny. Thank you so much, Angelic Dreamer, for the contribution. And my goal is to practice a little bit more once we get some of the presents out of the room, because there's only so many surfaces that are elevated and out of the way that we can store like Christmas presents and things so that shadow doesn't get into them. And so right now the piano has become a little bit of a storage space at the moment. We'll get there. Yarn hype in the house. I feel like it's been a hot minute. How have you been? How are things? Yeah, we're gonna have to reinforce him somehow. Maybe like a dowel or something. Busy, busy. Ooh, website is done. That's exciting. Drop that in the chat if you want. Like, if you guys don't know, Angelic Dreamer, aka Yarn Hype, makes some of just the coziest, colorful, wonderful little wearables for y'all. So you should check that out. But yeah, I'm doing really well, thank you. Things are going good. We reached our follower goal last week, and now we are finishing our theme Studio Ghibli month. 40% off at the moment. Wee wee meow. Yeah, and then we're gonna do, kicking it into December, we're gonna do Disney month and do some giveaways as like a 200 follower appreciation thing. And yeah, things are good. Trying to stay warm mostly, which would be helpful. Oh, thank you so much, Pete. Let's do a little. Oh, and the tea, and the tea. Yeah, the tea is not gone yet. The tea is probably ice cold, but there's still enough that I can't finish it all in one gulp, so. Oh. So I think what we need to do now is we need to attach No Face's face, the no face mask. Cold is still drinkable. I'm gonna put blinks back in the cup. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Cold tea, still drinkable. Okay. I think we need to put his mask on, and then we will work on stabilizing him. Okay, now there's a bit of concern that this is a bit uneven. We can fix that. We should actually focus on surprised how well he stays up, despite the fact that he's like mostly fluff. Quite impressed. I think we can make him like a little denser. I think especially up here. But damn. Not bad. His head's gotten a little flat just because we've attached the mask to it. So we might need to do a bit more. Add a little bit more just around here. Not tons, but just give him a quaff. Give him a little. Jesus, that scared me. Like, my phone is on vibrate, and I'm obviously not that popular because I don't get very many vibrations, and when I do, they scare me. Oh, hello, dude. Hello, Mr. Shadow. Have you come to hang out? We got 15 minutes, sir. Are you gonna be a good boy until then? Ah, no. Yeah, you can go downstairs by yourself. You're a big boy. Aw, thanks. Are you bringing me your toy? 15 more minutes. Yeah? Can you wait 15 more minutes? You're like, no, absolutely not. Shadow, it's the last needle felting day of Studio Ghibli month. We need to finish No Face. We must. We must finish him. Ooh. There you go. He's laying down feeling sorry for himself. I need to attach this without making this appear a lot smaller. It's more just like how I'm gonna. Here we go. Make him stand upright. Okay, if we. think this is the part that's like throwing it off because it's how much smaller can we make him without him with him still being proportional? Maybe here? Yeah, I think he'll still be. So if we sort of turn all of this in here, that might allow us to create enough of a base that will not be so janky. Yeah, why is this not attached to anything? Where did this go? Unless that's like the seam maybe between the where I wrapped it? I don't know. I feel like I'm like shaping his hair. This is so like fine and fibrous that I'm like just like teasing his hair just to give him the shape. You kind of can't tell like how, because he's so dark, like you can't tell how, like there's no density to his body at all. I guess you can, no, yeah, you really can't tell that he's like such a blob. He looks good though, like his face looks really good. And I do think he's still proportional. I'm just trying to mat some of the fibers without actually decreasing the size of the shape. With varying results. I guess in a way, because I think I'm reading some of these like flyaways as like making him look kind of fuzzy. But I guess if I reframe it to sort of be like, oh no, the fact that there's kind of all of these fibers poking out, it just makes him look a bit more like see-through, you know what I mean? Which makes sense because that's what he is doing. That's what he looks like for most of the film. Is he's kind of translucent and very sort of ghost-like. So his face does look a lot closer together than it does in that particular reference image. So I'm just trying to move them out slightly. But I think despite all of the, oh, there we go. We tucked his chin in. There we go. he looked, yeah. to fight this fact that he's like a wormy blob. I think he looks pretty good. I wonder if I like shined a light through him, if you could like see. Yeah, no, you can't really tell. No, you can kind of see that he's like kind of see-through in sections. Like it's very sort of faint. Yeah, I can't tell if I'm having a hard time feeling like, the fact that his body is like so, like the fibers are so loose, if that's making it feel like he's unfinished to me, whereas I'm trying to go for like more of a ghost-like texture, whereas maybe I should just be going for like shape as opposed to texture, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just want to make sure that he's like really attached. Especially to these bottom fibers here. That was my... Oh. Interesting. Okay. I do believe, again, like I could faff about this forever. Well and truly. But I think he's done. What do we think? Oh, that's some meta shit right there. But yeah. I think he looks pretty freaking cool. There's Calcifer there. Let's line up all the friends. We can line them all up. He's not as big as a felting mat, which is alright. I'm just staging it so I can unveil all the friends. Sorry, I'm like, I just want to like yeet Gigi out of the picture. I'm like, whatever. Here you go. You can see them. Check them out. All our little friends. And then yeah, I guess we could here. Let's scooch them over. No Face is exponentially the tallest. There we go. Gang's all here. Yeah, not too bad, eh? Well, this is the official lineup of the GCU, friends. But yeah, not too bad. I'm quite pleased. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. Pop those out of the way there. Here, we can move him this way so you can really truly see him in all of his glory. I don't know if maybe like, here, let's pull up the reference photo. I feel like there's many reference photos of him. But yeah, it's like he could be taller, sure. But, you know, I think not bad. There. Just doing the final, the final quaffs. This could be a little bit thinner. That then. There we go. Cool. All right. Well, that's it for Needle Felting Studio Ghibli month. But we will be back tomorrow. Right here. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we will be working on page 2 of the Howl's Moving Castle cross stitch pattern by Stitchy Nova. And if anyone's been listening for a while, you know how determined I was to make sure we flipped that first page before the end of the month. And thankfully we have. It would be wild if because this page isn't full coverage, so if we could actually finish the full page tomorrow. I'm not holding my breath though. I want to put in a substantial amount of effort, but yeah, I'm not holding my breath, but I'm still very, very excited. There it is. So, we did say we would go see, I did say I would go see our friend Saul, so we shall go do that. Anything else? Ooh, I don't think so. Here we go. Here is Monsieur No Face. Let's put in the raid message. And then let's gear up and go see our good buddy Saul. Don't know. I know he's probably gaming. The question is, what game? We will find out. Oh, oh, he has a guest today as well. I forgot. Let's go and give some love to his friend as well. Okay. Yeah, somebody subbed, so they get to spin the wheel of, I think it was the wheel of random or the wheel of Saul. So Saul's probably doing something a little bit silly right now, which is always a good time. All right, let's go and raid our friend, and I will see you guys tomorrow.